Welcome. I'm guessing you can hear me. Let me just try and find something. Are you there? Is everyone here? Let me just try and put on the chat for you guys. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Sorry, I'm a bit late to proceedings. I was trying to get like the BBC Sport website filling up, but it's not going to work. Press X on that. Okay, let me know if you can hear me, guys. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with the result. Thank you for the like, guys. I should have updated the title saying 3-0 to Manchester United because it was truly a dominant performance as the scoreline suggests. Yes, Jared, welcome to the stream, man. How you doing? I hope you're happy. I hope everyone's happy. It's a beautiful summer's day. The breeze is stupendous. And Martial has confirmed what many of us already know, but he's hopefully enlightened some of the minds who feel that Martial's lazy and it's not good enough to be the main number 9 at Manchester United. When he clearly is. Of course, Souness, some people like Graham Souness are probably never going to be changed in their opinions and their backwards ways. But we know the truth, guys. We know the very truth. But in actuality, Martial wasn't the only good player today. It was a whole good team performance. It had to be. We had to go against a good Sheffield United team. This was a must-win game. People were excited. They wanted United to win. They were feeling confident that United would win, but I felt like an undercurrent of like Ole out. Haters were waiting for us to make a mistake, waiting for United to lose, just so they could criticisms, so their opinions could just overrule them. You could tell people were concerned that if we lost this game, their faith in Ole would dramatically decrease, but it didn't happen that way. And thank the Lord it didn't. Thank the Lord it didn't. God, I'm so happy. Thank you for the likes, guys. I want to see your thoughts and theories down below. What went right? Or did anything go wrong today? Because I don't feel like anything got wrong, to be honest with you. Yeah, we started off the game just getting into the groove of things. I think Martial missed a couple of chances in the first half. Not Martial, Rashford missed a couple of chances actually. But Rashford was definitely not on the pace today. Rashford, he wasn't sharp as he could have been. But that's okay. That's okay. He's still got 2 assists. The fact that Rashford got 2 assists and he still doesn't look sharp says a lot about his potential and his talent that he already has. Him and Martial were linking up quite well in the first half, which is quite encouraging to see. 2 players who are not just entirely selfish about doing their own thing. Oh, I'm the main man, not Martial. Martial, I'm the main man, not Rashford. No, these 2 are working together. They're united, ironically, no pun intended, together to make the best of the attack. Because Rashford down the left wing is a threat, but he wasn't in terms of shot power, in terms of shooting. Really, he wasn't off the pace. Pogba did a fantastic L1 triangle through ball to Rashford in I think 35th minute or something around there, and Rashford completely missed that. I think that was his worst moment that entire game. But down the right wing, Wan-Bissaka, Rashford running down the right wing, squaring it to Martial, and it was goal 2 times in that first half. And Martial was in the right place at the right time. He makes it look easy when really, I think Gary Lineker said himself, it looks easy, but the way he got himself into position, the way he's calmly first time finished it in the bottom corner is a lot harder than people are making out to be. A lot harder than people can see. A lot harder than people can see. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. If you can't hear me, then let me know. All the videos, stuff like that. So yeah, I want to know you guys' man of the match. I think everyone has the same man of the match as Martial, ridiculously. I think Sheffield United were they ever good? I think they were all right in the first minute, but what's that? I think after the water break as well. Yeah, the water break seemed to encourage encourage teams that are maybe getting their ass beat to regroup and do something about it. But apart from that little spark, I think it was mainly the fear was from corners, really, but even then didn't really do much. I think McBurney missed a header. God, I'm showing my armpits now. It's just really hot. Sorry, guys. It's really hot. Hope you guys doing all right. Rashford still played decent. He was still getting in a lot of positions. He was still running in, but it just wasn't coming off for him. And Pogba should have really got an assist today, at least from the performance he gave. I think Pogba was very disciplined today. He's a very good tackler, Pogba. I don't think people like to say this. He's a very good tackler of the ball. We've seen it last season, but we've seen it in the last 2 games especially. I think he tackled Eric Dyer, I think, on the edge of the sideline last game. And this game, he was just trying to keep things calm, sticking to his position. And obviously, the good thing about Pogba is that even though he is being a bit restrained, because he's obviously playing alongside Matic a little bit, not too much. Matic is doing mainly the defensive work. Pogba still has that ability to ping that long ball across. Ping it like it's bloody easy, bro. Like it's FIFA 10 on the Wii. If you know, you know. It's just straight line, beginner. Not even beginner difficulty, because the FIFA on the Wii was too easy. It's just like, boom, over the top, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, diagonal. Those long diagonal balls Pogba has in his locker. So him being restrained a little bit, even if it's not, when I say restrained a bit, not like Mourinho parking the bus, like, enough digs. Pogba has that ability, so it's not. We still have something of Pogba's creative influence to go out long, and of course, the more goals we score, the more Pogba can go forward and have license to free roam and really finish off the team. And Pogba nearly did that dribbling by Pogba in the second half that Martial stole off him. Really, he tried to get a hat trick, but he got it eventually. So nobody's complaining, because that was sensational dribbling by Pogba. That was some of the best dribbling I've seen all season. Pogba's he's really just eased himself back into the team like he's always been there. It's really good to see, and it's good to see him doing defensive work, but also mostly the creative work. That's what we paid the money to see, not just in terms of 80 million, 90 million. Forget the price tag's beyond him now. He is a Manchester United player. He looks happy to play for Manchester United. All the players looking happy to play for Manchester United, and that's a good sign, isn't it? It's a good sign. It's not just because we're winning. We saw the training pics before the game. They're happy to train under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's clearly getting the best out of what he's got, not just playing one good attacking player, leaving out the rest and playing bloody Pereira or Mata instead. The front three, he picked the squad. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer picked the best possible squad that most of us, 90% of the fan base, were screaming out for. Not because we're deluded, but because we actually knew that some of these players actually have sauce about them. Pogba, Bruno need to work together. I know it's a bit too attacking, but Pogba can play that defensive role. Mourinho taught him that much. And Matic can cover for that whole defensive basis because he's a proper central defensive midfielder. Let's talk about Matic. Actually, no, also let's talk about Greenwood. He played Greenwood and Pogba and Bruno together. Those were the 2 changes people were clamming out for, and Solskjaer delivered. Solskjaer's one of us. He knows what needs to be done. Whether he's the tactical prowess of a Guardiola club to take us to the top, that's the long term. But right now, I feel like Solskjaer is stabilizing club to the good level and knows what he's doing in terms of which players to start and not ruining players' developments like certain other managers did. Whew. We'll talk about Greenwood in a bit. I'm so glad he started ahead of Dan James. Dan James is better as a substitute. I said this last game. Loads of people said this last game, and Solskjaer listened to us. He listened to us. That's probably one of the best team lineups I've seen in a while for Manchester United. Really gave me confidence for this game. Really did. Obviously, I didn't want to get too gassed because Sheffield United are still a good team. We had to get that first goal and get that cushion as well with the second goal. Let's talk about Matic. Matic was a great influence. I didn't really notice him, but that's his job. He's not a flashy player that you're going to notice all the time. He's always going to just be in the right place, right time, pick up the ball, calm it down a little bit, pass it forward. He was passing it a lot forward. It felt like that first couple of games when Matic was got signed by Mourinho. Is that Mourinho's second season? It really felt like that. I think Matic, he's obviously an elderly player. He's an aging player. So obviously with this whole quarantine lockdown break, I think it would have benefited him mostly, very much so. Benefited him, given him that refill of energy, let's so to speak. Whether he can keep that up for the next couple of games, I don't see why not, because he's been doing that before lockdown as well, linking up with Fred. But now he showed that he could do the defensive cover and allow Pogba and Bruno. He could work with other players, not just Fred. Really good stuff from him. I think by the end of the game, I truly noticed his calm influences, his even a little bit of dribbling out of situations where he used to maybe not get away with so much. He was getting away with it because he was dribbling his way past situations, even when men were closing him down, which was good to see. And also, I didn't notice it, just subconsciously, Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw playing a bit more forward, especially Wan-Bissaka playing really just going down those wings, trying to see the overlap a bit more, which we didn't see too much against Tottenham. Okay, I know we're trying to play a bit more defensive, a bit more conservative, because this is the first game back and it's against a good team like Tottenham, a top 6 team. But yeah, it's good to see that the fullbacks were pushing forward. We didn't see enough of that last game. Nevertheless, we didn't see enough of that last game, and I'm glad Wan-Bissaka was bobbing forward. He was getting a lot of crosses in, and eventually he got the assist from Martial. Fantastic turn of pace and dribble to turn away from his from the left back of Sheffield United or whoever is playing that position, and really squared it. I don't think Wan-Bissaka gets enough plaudits for that little bit of turn of pace, a little bit of dribbling, good direct pass into Martial's path. Who got the first goal. Really good stuff from Wan-Bissaka there. Luke Shaw, the other side of the wing. Let me know your thoughts as well. Please, I want to chat, man. We chatted lots last time. Sadiq came in and chatted a lot. I want some of you guys to join in as well. What was your favourite moment from this game? Because there's a lot of moments you can choose from. Really, a lot of moments. Luke Shaw, I feel like Luke Shaw is a bit suspect in terms of his fitness. And I think apparently Maguire was shouting at Luke Shaw at one point, maybe in the first half, when you're saying, you think he was swearing, you say, effing sort yourself out. Get yourself in the game, and that's good to see a bit of leadership from players like Maguire and De Gea. I noticed De Gea was shouting at his defenders, like, close him down, stop being so passive. After that water break in the first half where Sheffield were starting to build some kind of momentum. It's good to see De Gea and Maguire stepping up and leading the back line and trying to tell them that sometimes it isn't good enough. I know we're winning, but we're only one goal ahead. We need to get that second goal. We need to be a bit more alert. And yeah, even though it doesn't look like we needed to be alert, the opportunity doesn't come from Sheffield if we're not alert in the first place, if you know what I mean. So it's good to see players like Maguire and De Gea stepping up like that. But Luke Shaw, he's good at tracking back Luke Shaw and saving himself at the last minute with when the ball, but there's always space on that left back side for us. And Sheffield were using that a lot in that first half. Luke Shaw would always get there in time, but we still concede corners and stuff like that. I feel like Luke Shaw could even become even better. There's still room for improvement for Luke Shaw. I feel like he's a bit too lazy sometimes to track back and he leaves space in behind a bit. I think he grew into the game as the game went on. I think he caused less problems as the game went on. But still, it's just a point of concern. I think he needs to sort out his fitness a bit more. And I think Luke Shaw has the ability to become one of the best left backs in the Premier League. Why not? I think he has the ability. I see it in him. We've seen it in glimpses and flashes. But I just feel like he's really good at recovery, but he doesn't need to do that all the time. I just feel like sometimes he doesn't track back. He's a bit too naive to stay forward a bit, whereas Wan-Bissaka was going backwards as well. A bit more backwards. Luke Shaw, I sound like I'm being too hard on him, but I feel like he's like, it feels like he's been like, oh, I'm good at recovery, so I'm just not going to track back because even if the ball goes over there, I'll get it back anyway. It's like, it's a bit of a suspect mindset, but obviously we don't know what's going through the player's head. He's still starting games. The manager's giving him confidence to do so, and I feel like that's warranted because Luke Shaw is a decent player, but he does strike out as a bit of a weak link in terms of allowing Sheffield United targeting that side where Luke Shaw was. I want to know your thoughts upon that, guys. I want to see what you think of Luke Shaw down in the comments below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't yet. This is me doing the quarantine match day reviews, match day reactions to Manchester United. Just as a bit of fun. Obviously, I do gaming videos on this channel. So hope Last of Us, FIFA Career Mode, and other games coming soon as well. God, guys, I don't want to expose what I'm wearing. But I've got to... Is there any comments coming in? No. What else shall I talk about? Give me a second. Let me close the door. Can I show my pants? Oh, shit. No. Okay, I didn't have to say I wore pants there. Let's talk about Martial. Right place, right time, twice. What was our second goal again? Was that Rashford? Rashford was the first goal. I think Wan-Bissaka was the second one. Was it? No, Wan-Bissaka was the first goal. The goal came out of nowhere, not going to lie. It went fast. It was like thumping. To be fair, I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, it's so early. Surely not. Martial's just hit it straight away. Surely it hasn't gone in, even though I should have the confidence that Martial can put that in. And he did. I just felt like he just went so fast, the goal. We don't see much goals like that. Actually, no, we see a lot of goals with that in Manchester United. Because I think he just thumped at it and he just went in. I thought he went side netting the first time. And then the second goal, Rashford did the same thing again. I don't really remember the Rashford goal. I just feel like it's the same goal twice. But it's good. It's routine. If obviously Sheffield United going through that left-hand side, targeting that, we targeted their right-hand side of the defence, and we did well there. Martial got the 2 goals, and obviously people at halftime wanting Martial to get the hat trick. And to be honest, knowing our luck, it's been 7 years. It's been 7 years. Welcome to the stream. Maybe like, subscribe. Each like represents a Martial goal this season. Brilliant. He's on 18 goals now this season. Fantastic. I think he's suppressed. I think he's gone past his original total from this first season. People asking for Martial to get their 3rd goal, just to forget that statistics about 7 years without a Manchester United hat-trick in the Premier League. That last hat-trick was Robin van Persie. Some people say our last ever great striker, but I think we found our great striker. I think it just took a long while for people to realise it. Anthony Martial, I've had faith in him since the days of Van Gaal. When you give, I've said this before in my old videos as well, Sid on Sports, when I named this channel Sid on Sports. I've said this too many times. I'm not just saying this now because he scored a hat-trick. You can check yourself. If you give Martial a run of games in this Manchester United team, in any Manchester United team, if you give Martial the confidence to start as a number 9, maybe even left wing actually is decent as well. If you give Martial a run of games, he will always perform for you and always consistently score goals when he gets into the rhythm of things. He did it for Van Gaal in his first season. He did it for Mourinho when he got suited to the left wing position before Sanchez came in and ruined it. And he's doing it now for Ole, now back in the striker number 9 spot, when there's so much pressure after Lukaku left and people felt like, and Sanchez left as well, so people felt like people had to take on the mantle of number 9. But Martial's such a confident player. He has the ability to score goals consistently. It's just that we haven't been, our club has been so mismanaged, literally by the managers and the board, that we don't start him enough games. But now Ole gets it. He gets it. As soon as the start of the season, I was so gassed to see him up top because I knew in my mind, I've seen it before, I've seen the evidence. The evidence shows if you give Martial a run of games to perform, he does perform. And now he's performing the best ever season he's ever had. Do you know why? Because he's actually had the most games to play ever this season as a striker, because obviously that Van Gaal season, he came in halfway through the season because he was on the transfer. That is why Martial is so good. He's so good for us, man. And that little, another second good play by Rashford to run down the wing, passes it to Martial. Martial, Rashford, you're linking up like it's York and Cole, mate. No, I don't want to get too gassed, but it just is. Martial always has this composed finish, lobbing it over the keeper for the 3rd goal. Luckily, Dean Henderson wasn't there because obviously he's on loan to us. I think that earlier chance, first half, I forgot to talk about. Martial maybe could have shot a bit earlier, but he didn't. So he made the correct decision in passing it to Rashford in the first half. You know that little square there, then Rashford fumbled it a bit. That second chance after the first goal, we could have scored. I think Martial made the right decision to square it to Rashford. I think Rashford just had, again, lack of sharpness, couldn't finish it first time. It fumbled out of him when it was pretty much an open goal. But it doesn't matter now because we scored so many goals after. We've created so many opportunities. If you create more opportunities, keep on pressuring them. Don't let our heads drop. Don't be so cocky. Oh, we're 1-0 up. We're going to win this. Keep on getting the goals. Keep on getting the goals. The Old Trafford, in front of the fans, that actually looked like there were fans in the stadium. I don't know about you guys. There were a lot of fans in the stadium. Leave a like if you haven't yet. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. This is Manchester United. 3-0. I wish it was 4-0 FC, but 3-0. Dominating performance. Sheffield barely getting any shots off. I forgot De Gea was playing. Even though there was so much pressure on him to perform after the last game. I think Maguire and Lindelof did sensationally. I think Lindelof really proved himself why he shouldn't be starting right now. Even though people say they need a pacey, Manchester United need a pacey centre-back like Bailly, like Tuanzebe in the long term. I think for this game in the short term, for these last remaining 8 games, in a partnership that hasn't been doing as bad as people say, Maguire and Lindelof. Is it a good decision to change the dynamics now and introduce a new centre-back partnership? Because it's dangerous territory. You can do that in pre-season and set it up for the next season. But for these 8 games, I think it's the right decision. Stick with Maguire and Lindelof, who've been doing decent, more than decent in some cases. I think they've got enough to run until the end of the season. But of course, next season, that can be a different story. You can put Bailly in, put Tuanzebe in. But they are more likely to make mistakes after this lockdown. Not even before this lockdown, because they haven't been playing too many games. And obviously, they just came back from injury, some of them as well. I think it was the correct decision to keep Maguire and Lindelof. Maybe in the long term, I agree with some of you guys. Maybe we do need a pacier centre-back to go along with Maguire or Lindelof, because they're both actually decent themselves. to like counterbalance. You need always one defender who you need two defenders to complement each other, as Mark Goldbridge would say. But obviously, unless you got a Van Dijk type centre back who could do everything. So Maguire, Lindelof, they kept the ship steady. Lindelof was making some really good interceptions in the first half, keeping it cool, calm, collected, clearing it when he needed to as well. Lindelof, no nonsense when he needs to, passing it out from the back when he needed to. Maguire's always good at passing as well, so he was doing it fine as well. Really good stuff from the two centre-backs there. I think more so than the full-backs a bit. But the full-back, Wan-Bissaka was doing much more on the wing than Luke Shaw, because we were just using that right-hand side a lot, using it very much so. What else shall I talk about? Yeah, De Gea didn't have to. There was no pressure on De Gea. We kept the clean sheet as well. That's going to give the whole defense confidence. Leave a like if you haven't yet. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. God, we've talked about most of the game, but you guys can give me questions about football or what's happening around the Premier League, or maybe even about my life. Not too personal, but just a little maybe Q&A session, because I think I've covered the game pretty well. I think there's not really much to say. I think there was much more to say for the last game against Tottenham, because obviously there was negatives and positives. I think this was one of the best performances from United in a long time. I think, actually not in a long time, one of the best performances this season. You could argue the whole of the season. You could say, before I run out of breath, maybe the lack of fans maybe gave some of these players a bit more confidence. Obviously, some players thrive under the pressure, or not just the pressure, like the fact of like when the chips are down, and the chips are down, it looks like you're feeling lost in the pitch when you're playing. The fans can cheer you on. Sometimes they don't, but our fans do, unlike some other fan bases. Whereas some other players prefer less pressure and prefer less fans, because they give them less pressure to perform, and then they perform better. It just depends on the player, I think, really. So maybe that's another reason we scored a lot of 3 goals and performed. Maybe some negative people out there who don't support United as much as they should be, considering their reputation. Sorry to focus. Some people will say, "Oh, we would have drew that game if there's fans in the stadium." Well, we won't know now. All you have to do is beat what's in front of you. And Sheffield United are a good team. Could argue they'd be better than Tottenham this whole season. And we had to. And there's a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure. And we've kept pace with Chelsea. We're 2 points now behind from Chelsea. Thank you for the likes, man. I really appreciate it. 3 likes equals 3 Martial goals. Martial's now, I think, has he equaled Rashford's total? Yes, he has, hasn't he? And Rashford needs to fix up his game. Some healthy competition might be well for them. Might do well, because Rashford needs to try and fix up a bit more, obviously, from his last 2 performances. Otherwise, Martial's going to be flying above him. But Martial should be flying above him, to be fair, because he's the striker. And there's a little bit less pressure on Rashford, because we've seen what he can do, but he's still left winger. A left winger doesn't have to score as many goals as a striker. But obviously, Rashford's always aiming for the world-class bar. So he's going to aim for more goals than anyone. God, I was so happy when Martial got that 3rd goal. I don't know, more so than the 2 goals. The 2 goals that came in were like Martial FC, drip the sauce, but I'm used to this, innit? I'm used to this. And we're winning, we're comfortable. But the 3rd goal just really got me jumping up and excited about the club. Just because we haven't scored a hat-trick in ages, and hopefully it's like a symbolic moment. Oh, now with the first time we score a hat-trick after Fergie left, this is why the Manchester United are back, signed the contract. Now joking. You know what I mean? It's one of those days, isn't it? I think I've said all I got to say. Who else played well? Pogba should have got an assist. Greenwood, let's talk about Greenwood. I think Greenwood, again, making a lot of positions up. He did a lot more defense. We've seen him. I'm seeing more of his defensive game when he can track back a bit as well as go forward as the right wing position. That was good to see from Greenwood. I feel like Greenwood could have got more chances, but it really was the Martial and Rashford show going through that left-hand side. I don't think Greenwood got much of the ball. When he did get the ball, he was all right with it. He got into the spaces, but then he passed it off. And then when he did shoot, I think one he tried blasting it from like 40 yards to 20 yards. That would have been a belter if that went in. But overall, it was the right decision to play. I think Greenwood played much better than Dan James did last week. But of course, there's 2 different teams, so it's hard to compare sometimes, because obviously Tottenham were parking the bus, whereas Sheffield weren't so much parking the bus, if you know what I mean. So you guys, who's texting me? Is anyone texting me? Yes, I got some match reactions. I'm gonna go through some of these messages. I've just told my mate that he's really lucky to have Anthony Martial in his FIFA team. Yeah, people are laughing. So I just put on my Snapchat. Martial FC remove. I'm an honorary member. I'm a top man member of Martial FC. Of course, I proved it with my statements about Martial and how good he is. How he's always been good. He's improved a bit as well. He probably has improved a bit. Maybe again, Mourinho always adding that little bit of defensive and hold-up play. He's really started doing as well. But he's always been a good player. You know what I mean? I don't know where this notion that Graham Souness after the game saying, "Oh, Martial's good this game. However, I don't think he's as enthusiastic as Rashford, and he should be like this all the time in more games." It's like he's literally said that after the match. I'm like, what are you on about? You're a clickbaiter. You are the representation of the shit of this media. Even though I do like Souness sometimes, especially with his anti-racism stance sometimes, but his actions speak worse than his words. Let's be honest. Well, his words and actions sometimes they're just a bit crap, aren't they? Just speaking waffle. It's just obviously it just attributes to the contributes. I mean, that's the word. Contributes. His words just contribute to the crappy English agenda, the English media, Sky Sports and BBC Sports sometimes agenda that Rashford's better than Martial. Oh, Martial should be more like Rashford, more enthusiastic. They're both good. You could even argue Martial's better than Rashford. Can't believe Graham Souness is saying that. He's just saying that because Rashford's English and Martial's not. And also a little bit of racial prejudice. But I'm not here to accuse anybody of such things. I'll let you guys figure that out. I just feel like Souness is crying in his bed. I think he wouldn't even say that if Pogba scored. If Pogba scored, he'd be crying in his bloody sleep. But then again, he's trending on Twitter, so he's happy about that. Sky Sports happy about that. So that's all they're loving. That's all they're probably liking right now. All the money as well coming in. But yeah, enough being unhappy. Souness. I just loving Souness chat shit, but people are starting to wise up to it as well. Martial has never been lazy. This whole concept of him being lazy is a myth. It's a myth. It's a myth. Simple as that. I feel like when McBurney came on, I felt like he was going to be a danger for Sheffield. I don't know why, because he was. I think he was good for them. Last game we versed them. I think it was a 3-3, wasn't it? Away from home. When the fans were full, when there's loads of fans in the stadium, I was supposed to go to a game against Southampton. I don't know if Southampton's the next game. I don't think it is. Yeah, I was supposed to go to a game against Southampton. I was meant to go to Old Trafford for the first time in my life. In April, unfortunately lockdown sorted that out, which is a shame. But I'd like to go to Old Trafford once in my life. But I'm always going to be a Manchester United fan. And yeah, come on, guys. Who's left talking? I want some people to talk to me. Unless I want to end it now. I might end it now, actually. Thank you for the likes, guys. I really appreciate it. We're now 49 points, and our fifth place Chelsea. We're fifth place, 49 points. I think didn't Leicester drop points with a draw, didn't they? And then Chelsea, we're only 2 points below them with a game in hand. Chelsea have got a game in hand against Man City, however, which is going to be a hard game for them. So if they get a draw or a loss, Chelsea, then we're either going to be 2 points below them or 3 points below them. So we are gaining pressure on them. We just have to win that next couple of games. We've got easier games next, so we need to continue this momentum. We had to start the momentum here, and they did it. They performed under pressure. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did really well. I like how he rested the front line. Leave a like if you haven't yet. Subscribe if you're new. I love it. I love you guys. I appreciate the support in every video. What was I going to say? Yeah, he changed the entire front line after Martial got the hat-trick. Luckily, people were scared they were going to take Martial off before he got the hat-trick. But yeah, took the front three off, gave them a bit of a rest. Because we have a lot of games in quick succession, but I think the next game is against Norwich forgetting Premier League games. We've got the FA Cup game. Hopefully, we rest those players. Daniel James, Garlo was doing decent as well, holding up the ball. Nearly got a good chance. Nearly went around the keeper there. Good positioning from him. So hopefully he can carry that over in the Norwich game, because we should be resting players. We stick with this same team that we played today in the Premier League games, and then we can rest players in the FA Cup, because the priority should be top four. Like I said last match reaction. The league is our bread and butter. We need to get top 4, maybe even top 5 if Chelsea Champions League football comes in from Man City getting banned. But we want to aim for 4th. We want to aim for the maybe even 3rd if Leicester continue dropping points, and just put all our focus onto the league, because we can. We've got games that we can winnable and get on a run like we did before lockdown. We can get on another run, hopefully. But we take it game by game. This is the team we should be starting every Premier League game, and then we rest players against FA Cup, and obviously if we get to the final or semi-final, then we cross that bridge when we come to it. Same goes for Europa League as well. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. Next reaction, I'm gonna try and get my software working, but I don't think it works. If I schedule the live stream, I don't think there's only if I schedule the live stream like on YouTube, so you can see on YouTube that like I'm gonna be live at this time. The Logitech, like I'm not gonna be able to show my like I was gonna show you the BBC Sports score and all the who's the man in the match of the game and stuff like that, and the facts of like I was gonna show you my internet screen basically with my face as a reaction box. But for some reason, if I schedule a live stream, it doesn't happen like that. I don't know why. I need to find a way to do that. But nevertheless, thank you guys so much for watching. It's a shorter match reaction, but I think the first one was a jam-packed size because it was the first game back. But this game was so much better, though, even though we're already getting used to football game back. But I'm never going to get used to Martial's sauce of scoring 3 goals. And this is the game that we scored 3 goals. He scored 3 goals. First time, hat-trick as well. Really good stuff. It's good to say with your voice that Man United player scored a hat-trick. It rolls off the tongue. It rolls off the tongue. It's good to say that, isn't it? It's good to say that after so long. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, whether you're a Man United fan or not. Hope you've enjoyed my analysis, because I'm a football expert. I just am. And yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed the match. I fully enjoyed talking to you guys, and I appreciate your support. If you're watching this after the live stream, I love you as well. Thank you for watching this. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't yet. But if you've been watching this live and contributing, well, I appreciate you guys. And I hope to see you guys next time for our next game. I don't know when our next game is. It this Sunday? Let me check, actually. It's against Norwich in the FA Cup. I'll be trying to do a match reaction to every Manchester United game this season. Oh, sorry, I'm just checking if you can see my screen. No, you can't. Liverpool are beating Crystal Palace right now. I think it's been 37 minutes. Wolves are still catching up to us, so we have to keep up the momentum because Wolves are still winning games. They're the only team that's really been winning games like us as well. Actually, no, they've started off well just like us, so they're on the same amount of points as us. So we have to be careful there. Let's see what our next game is. So yeah, I'll be sure to check. Yeah, against Norwich, this Saturday. Probably 8 o'clock or 7:45 that round time. Probably 8 o'clock match reaction. I'll schedule it for you guys, unless you don't want me to, unless I want the software working. But you know, I don't mind me just having my face speaking to you guys. Let me know what you think. Should I have a face, or do you want me to do a reaction to? Because I was always planning to do a Sky Sports, BBC Sports screen alongside my face. So let me know what type of content you like there. And yeah, I hope to see you guys Saturday for the match reaction. Of course, check out my FIFA career mode videos. They'll be coming very soon. Hopefully tomorrow another episode will be uploaded. My armpits are being exposed, so it's time to go. It's time to go. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Check out my other content. And yeah, goodbye.